You believe you know your health. You believe you understand your limits. You believe aging follows a predictable path. Yet the data from American seniors shows a different truth. Something quiet shapes your lifespan. Something most people over 50 never notice until it is too late. If you are between 65 and 80 and can still do this one thing, you belong to a group that outlives millions. You belong to a group that often reaches 100. You will discover it soon. Not yet. First, you need to see the clues. Look at the numbers. The CDC reports that more than 41% of adults over 65 struggle with one basic daily movement. Another national survey shows that nearly 30% lose this skill years before they expect it. It is not strength. It is not memory. It is not balance. It is something more fundamental that hides in plain sight. Doctors at Stanford and researchers at the National Institute on Aging noticed a pattern more than 2 decades ago. Seniors who kept this simple ability had slower biological aging. Those who lost it aged 3 times faster. The twist: most people lose it long before they realize it. Your 20s feel stable, but small choices start shaping your future. Sedentary jobs spread across the United States. The average young adult spends more than 9 hours a day sitting. This locks key muscles, weakens joints, and reduces mobility. There is no pain yet. There is no warning. Cause and effect begins here. You enter your 40s. The body hides its decline. Tight hips, limited rotation, shorter steps. You notice stiffness in the morning. You blame age. You ignore it. American studies show that mobility drops by almost 1% a year starting at 40. You do not feel it, but the decline builds pressure. Your 50s expose the cracks. Blood flow drops. Muscle mass declines. Inflammation rises. The NIH found that adults over 50 lose functional strength at twice the rate of people under 40. You start avoiding certain movements. You bend less. You depend more on hand support. You adjust your lifestyle without noticing the shift. Most people never connect this to future independence. Then comes the moment when the problem becomes visible. It often shows up between 62 and 70. You try to get up from a chair without using your hands. You struggle. You feel pressure in your knees. Your body shakes. You reach for support. This single movement predicts how long you will stay independent. It predicts your fall risk. It predicts your survival odds. This is the skill most seniors lose: the ability to rise from a chair without using your hands. If you are between 65 and 80 and can still stand up from a chair without pushing with your arms, you are among a rare group. Less than 28% in this age range can do it. According to research published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society, seniors who maintain this movement have a 40% lower chance of disability within the next decade. They also show far slower decline in cardiovascular and metabolic health. This is not a fitness trick. This is a lifespan marker. When you lose this ability, daily life changes fast. You avoid stairs. You hesitate in public spaces. You fear uneven surfaces. You become dependent on support. Hospital data in the United States shows that more than 3 million seniors are treated for fall-related injuries every year. Medical costs rise. Stress rises. Independence drops. Most people try the old advice: walk more, take supplements, stretch, use joint creams. These fix symptoms, not the cause. Mobility loss begins in the hips, core, glutes, and nervous system. Walking alone does not rebuild these areas. Stretching without strength does nothing. Supplements cannot restore structural control. The truth stays hidden because the decline is slow. You adapt without noticing. By the time you feel the problem, the damage is already deep. Current patterns in the United States confirm this. The National Health Interview Survey shows that adults who cannot rise from a chair without support have a mortality risk more than double that of adults who can. This is not guesswork. These numbers repeat in millions of seniors across the country. Why does this simple skill predict your future so accurately? because it measures for systems at once: your leg strength, your balance control, your nervous system response time, your joint mobility. If one of these fails, the movement breaks. If you can still perform it between 65 and 80, you have maintained a level of functional health that most people lose years earlier. You are in a rare group. Practice the chair stand test 3 times a day. Use a firm chair. Sit, cross your arms, stand up and sit down slowly 10 times. This builds mobility and strength more effectively than long walks. Train your hip mobility every morning. Simple drills work: leg raises, gentle hip circles, controlled side steps. Studies show that hip-focused movement cuts fall risk by more than 30% in adults over 60. Add light strength training to your weekly routine. You do not need weights. Use bodyweight movements like wall squats and step-ups. Research from Tufts University shows that seniors who train strength twice a week regain functional control that predicts independence for years. Do not rely on pain-free days as a sign of good health. Loss of mobility shows up before pain. It affects lifespan earlier than pain. The absence of pain fools millions of seniors every year. There is another silent marker, even more accurate than the chair rise test. It predicts cognitive decline years before symptoms appear. Most seniors never hear about it. You will. Subscribe so you do not miss the next chapter.